Elizabeth Taylor, the Hollywood icon whose beauty and talent mesmerized the world, was more than just a star. She was a woman who defied death itself.
Unfortunately, we have just confirmed that Elizabeth Taylor has died. She died in early hours this morning from congestive heart failure.
Starting as a child actress, she swiftly became one of the brightest stars of the 1950s. But beneath the glamour, there's a shocking truth. Taylor was pronounced dead 4 times and claimed she had touched the afterlife. What really happened during those terrifying encounters with death? And how did she come back each time? Early life of Elizabeth Taylor. Starting her career as a child star, Taylor paved her way to the leading roles in the most popular movies of her time. She also won an Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in Butterfield 8. She is famous for having one of the most expensive private collections of jewelry in the world. And do you know about the 7 husbands of Elizabeth Taylor? That's right. She got married 8 times to 7 men, and her romantic life was as dramatic as the characters in her movies. Given Elizabeth Taylor's stunning life and lifestyle, it makes complete sense that she also spoke about dramatic experiences in the afterlife. The late star, who asserted she was pronounced dead 4 times throughout her life, shared a near-death experience during a 1992 appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show. Taylor recounted that while she was hospitalized, she visited the afterlife and communicated with her deceased husband, Mike Todd. According to Taylor, Todd urged her to go back, even though she felt a strong urge to stay with him. Liz Taylor. Before getting into the details of her afterlife experiences, it is important that we understand who she was and what her life was like. Taylor was born in England to American parents, Sarah and Francis Taylor. They moved back to the U.S. and settled in Los Angeles just before World War II broke out. Her dad, an art dealer, mingled with Hollywood's elite, which played a big role in her early career. Even though her mom, a former stage actress, was hesitant about letting young Taylor dive into movies, a lucky connection through her dad's clients led to a screen test. Taylor's film debut came in 1942 with There's One Born Every Minute. After being dropped by Universal, she found a new home at MGM Studios, where she got a role in Lassie Come Home, 1943. Her big break came with National Velvet, 1944, where she starred as a girl who trains a horse to race. But besides the glamour and successful career, Taylor's life was filled with traumatic experiences and hardships. During an interview in 1999, the star told Barbara Walters, "When I was a little girl, my father was abusive when he drank and seemed to like to bat me around a bit. But when I left home and had my own child, I started thinking about my father and how it must have felt for him to have his 9-year-old daughter making more money than he was." Taylor's relationship with her father was so strained that when Mickey Rooney suggested she imagine her father dying to evoke tears for a scene, she ended up laughing instead. But despite the rocky past, Taylor later said that she learned to forgive her father as an adult. Imagine having an abusive father who is jealous of his own daughter's success. Besides this, Taylor also faced abuse in the industry, being a child star who was launched into the spotlight at a young age, which made her psychologically disturbed. "I was used from the day I was a child and utilized by the studio. I was promoted for their pockets. I never felt that they were a haven," she told Rolling Stone in 1987. Elizabeth Taylor's vibrant and rebellious personality clashed with the controlling MGM studio executives. One memorable incident involved producer Louis B. Mayer yelling at her mother. Taylor intervened, telling Mayer to go to hell. Despite MGM's vice president demanding an apology, Taylor stood her ground. Reflecting on the situation later, she said, "I don't know where I found independence. I totally winged it and threw my career out the window." Taylor's iconic look, double-set lashes, thick eyebrows, and jet black hair almost didn't happen. At one audition, a cameraman thought her lashes were fake and told her to remove them. MGM wanted her to conform to Hollywood's beauty standards, but her parents stepped in to stop them. Taylor proudly rejected the trend, saying, "God must have had some reason for giving me bushy eyebrows and black hair. I guess I must have been pretty sure of my sense of identity." By 1960, Taylor was a superstar with hits like Father of the Bride, Giant, and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Her role in Butterfield 8 Inches earned her an Oscar, but she initially hated the film's script and was so disgusted by it that she threw her shoes at the screen after watching it. Taylor's tumultuous love life also grabbed headlines. She was married 8 times, starting with Conrad Hilton Jr. at just 18. Their marriage was short-lived, and Taylor soon married Michael Wilding, only to divorce him in 1957. She quickly wed producer Mike Todd, who tragically died in a plane crash a year later. Taylor's grief led to a romance with Eddie Fisher, which soon became a scandal when she began an affair with Richard Burton. Their marriage was both passionate and tumultuous, with the couple divorcing and remarrying before finally splitting for good. Taylor's public image was often overshadowed by her personal drama. Her affairs with Fisher and Burton were heavily scrutinized, with the media portraying her as a seductress and the Vatican even condemning her relationship with Burton. Taylor also struggled with alcohol addiction, which intensified during her turbulent marriages to Welsh actor Richard Burton, who was himself a severe alcoholic. As Taylor's ongoing health issues led to a painkiller addiction, the combination of these medications and alcohol proved to be lethal. Living in Washington while married to a senator, she also turned to liquor as a way to cope with loneliness. Health problems plagued Taylor throughout her life, starting with back issues from National Velvet and including pneumonia, cancer, and multiple surgeries. Despite these challenges, she made a dramatic appearance at an Elton John party in 2005, showing fans she was still alive and kicking. Elizabeth Taylor passed away on March 23, 2011, from congestive heart failure at 79. Her funeral, held the day after her death, was a small, private affair. True to her spirited nature, Taylor had requested the service start at 2:15 p.m. instead of the scheduled 2 p.m., ensuring she was fashionably late to her own funeral. The 7 Husbands of Liz Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor's love life was like a blockbuster film, full of drama, passion, and unforgettable moments. Her 8 marriages were constantly in the spotlight, each relationship adding a new chapter to her legendary life story. Taylor's first foray into marriage was at just 18 when she married Conrad Hilton Jr., the son of the famous hotel magnate. It was a whirlwind romance, but it fizzled out quickly. Taylor later reflected on their time together, describing Hilton as sullen and abusive, which made their brief union end in less than a year. The next chapter in Taylor's love saga was with British actor Michael Wilding, who was 20 years her senior. They married in 1952, and their life together seemed promising as they welcomed 2 sons, Michael and Christopher. However, their relationship couldn't withstand the pressures of Hollywood, and they parted ways in 1957. Then came Mike Todd, a producer who was 25 years older than Taylor. Their romance was one of deep affection, and they had a daughter named Liza. Unfortunately, their happiness was short-lived when Todd died in a tragic plane crash in 1958, leaving Taylor heartbroken and grappling with immense grief. In a dramatic turn, Taylor married Eddie Fisher in 1959. Fisher, a popular singer and actor, had been married to Taylor's close friend, Debbie Reynolds, making their relationship the subject of intense media scrutiny. Their marriage was as scandalous as it was public, and after 5 years it ended in divorce. Taylor's most famous marriage was probably her tempestuous union with Welsh actor Richard Burton. Their love affair was as intense as it was famous. They first married in 1964, and despite their passionate relationship, they divorced in 1974. Their story wasn't over, though. They remarried in 1975, only to part ways again in 1976. Their on-again, off-again romance became the stuff of Hollywood legend. Next, Taylor married John Warner, a U.S. Senator from Virginia, in 1976. This marriage was more subdued compared to her earlier ones. They enjoyed a relatively quiet life together for 6 years before calling it quits in 1982. Taylor's final marriage was to Larry Fortensky, a construction worker she met while undergoing rehab at the Betty Ford Center. Despite their significant age difference, their marriage was marked by a lower profile and a more private existence. They were together for 5 years before their separation in 1996. Elizabeth Taylor's romantic life was a roller coaster of highs and lows, passion and heartbreak. Each of her marriages told a different part of her story, reflecting her quest for love and connection amidst the tumult of her highly publicized career and personal struggles. Recovery from addictions and health issues. Elizabeth Taylor's battle with addiction was a big part of her life story, and her journey to recovery is just as dramatic as you'd expect from someone with her larger-than-life presence. Her struggles with addiction began in the 1960s and only got worse over the years. She was hooked on prescription painkillers due to the chronic pain from various health problems and surgeries, and alcohol only made things worse. During the 1970s, Taylor's life was a whirlwind of high-profile marriages and relentless media attention, which took a heavy toll on her well-being. Her marriage to Richard Burton, who also had a severe drinking problem, didn't help. Their turbulent relationship saw Taylor turning to alcohol and painkillers as a way to cope with the stress and emotional pain. By the late 1980s, Taylor's addiction was becoming a major concern. It was clear that she needed help, so she made the brave decision to enter the Betty Ford Center in 1988. The Betty Ford Center, named after the former First Lady, is renowned for its comprehensive approach to addiction treatment. Taylor's stay there wasn't just about detoxing, it was about getting to the root of her problems through counseling and support groups. Taylor was open about her struggles during her time at the center, and this honesty helped her and others around her. By sharing her story, she became an advocate for addiction recovery, using her experience to inspire and help others who were facing similar battles. Despite her efforts, Taylor's road to recovery wasn't smooth. She faced setbacks and relapses, but her determination to stay sober remained strong. Over time, she found a new balance and continued to support addiction recovery efforts, showing that even someone as glamorous as Taylor could face real-life challenges and emerge stronger. In the end, Elizabeth Taylor's story of recovery is a powerful reminder of her resilience. She took her personal struggles and turned them into a source of strength, using her platform to raise awareness and offer hope to those dealing with addiction. Taylor's ability to overcome her challenges and continue making a difference shows how incredible of a woman she was. Her near-death experience. Elizabeth Taylor lived a life as turbulent and intense as her on-screen roles. Beyond her celebrated acting career and high-profile marriages, Taylor's personal battles were marked by a series of near-death experiences that offer a profound glimpse into her resilience and spirituality. Taylor's life was a whirlwind of fame, fortune, and tumultuous relationships, but it was also punctuated by several near-death episodes that left an indelible mark on her. She recounted being pronounced dead 4 times, each episode underscoring the severity of her health struggles. One of the most harrowing experiences occurred during the filming of Cleopatra in 1961, a period when Taylor's health was deteriorating rapidly. She was struck by a severe case of pneumonia, so critical that an emergency tracheotomy was required to save her life. This incident was not an isolated event, but rather part of a larger pattern of health crises that Taylor faced throughout her life. Her battle with illness didn't end with pneumonia. Over the years, she contended with various serious conditions, including back problems from her childhood, skin cancer, a benign brain tumor, and several major surgeries. Each health scare seemed to intensify her near-death experiences, making her reflections on life and death particularly poignant. Taylor once described a vivid out-of-body experience during one of these crises, where she claimed to have encountered the afterlife and her late husband, Mike Todd. Taylor recounted this experience during a 1992 appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show. According to her, during a hospital stay, she found herself in the afterlife, where Todd, who had tragically died in a plane crash in 1958, urged her to go back, even though she felt a powerful desire to remain with him. These near-death experiences do not only highlight her physical battles, but are also a window into her emotional and spiritual world. Her health crises were compounded by a notorious addiction to painkillers, which, when mixed with alcohol, created a lethal combination. Living in Washington while married to a senator, Taylor also struggled with profound loneliness, turning to alcohol as a coping mechanism. This period of her life was marked by both personal and public challenges, as her turbulent relationships and health issues intertwined with her public persona. In reflecting on her life, Elizabeth Taylor's near-death experiences highlight a remarkable journey of survival and self-discovery. They provide a deeper understanding of her resilience and her complex relationship with mortality. Taylor's recounting of her encounters with the afterlife, particularly her poignant meeting with Mike Todd, reveals the depth of her emotional struggles and her search for meaning amidst her suffering. Taylor's legacy extends far beyond her legendary film roles and glamorous image. It encompasses the profound personal battles she faced and her remarkable ability to confront and overcome them. Being a person who had touched the afterlife and come back, Taylor's close encounters with death had a huge impact on her, reshaping both her personal outlook and public image. Throughout her life, she faced some serious health scares that brought her to the brink, and each of these experiences left a lasting mark. Her fear of death vanished completely as she had seen the afterlife, and her personality also took some dramatic changes. One of the most dramatic moments was in the 1960s when she nearly died from pneumonia while filming Cleopatra. She had to undergo an emergency tracheotomy, which was a major wake-up call. This brush with death made her deeply aware of how fragile life could be and sparked a profound sense of gratitude for the moments she had. These health crises weren't just physical challenges, they also forced Taylor to reevaluate her life choices. Her near-death experiences played a crucial role in her decision to get treatment and turn her life around. On top of that, Taylor used her experiences to fuel her commitment to helping others. She became an outspoken advocate for HIV/AIDS awareness and addiction recovery, using her platform to raise awareness and support causes she cared about deeply. Her personal battles turned into a source of strength for others, and she worked hard to make a difference in their lives. Her health scares also changed how the public saw her. Taylor's openness about her struggles earned her a lot of respect and sympathy. She became a symbol of resilience, showing that even someone as glamorous as she could face real-life challenges and come out stronger. In the end, Taylor's near-death experiences made her cherish life more, reshaped her public image, and drove her to use her experiences to support important causes. Her ability to face such intense challenges with courage and grace only added to her legendary status, and we are left with nothing but a dramatic story of a woman who was beautiful, powerful, bold, and an inspiration. What do you think about Taylor's story? Does it feel like a movie and in real life? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in our next video with another amazing story full of twists and drama. Until next time.